What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the On Deck Sports Podcast. I'm your host, James Torillo. A lot of stuff to go over. We have a new addition to the podcast. Two-time MLWB Most Improved, current Dodger, former National, former Yankee, technically former Philly.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Pearson.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
So, unfortunately, our tech producer, Zach, he may or may not have transferred to another school. Yeah, completely snaked us. So I'm sitting in his spot right now. And then we added Cody. So now we got 4 people. So bear with me here. Still learning how to do this, but we got a lot to talk about because we got the NFL playoffs. We're down to 4 teams. We got MLB free agency. Last time we made an episode, it was that long ago to the point where Juan Soto wasn't even signed anywhere.
That's
so
crazy.
It's been a minute. And not to brag, but I did say that he was going to the Mets. And I said if he did go to the Mets, that they wouldn't re-sign Pete Alonso. And it's looking like I'm going to be right. So Dodgers have made a big splash, of course, in free agency. A lot of other teams have as well. A lot of moves, including Cody Bellinger to the Yankees, stuff like that. Thoughts, anybody?
Cody Bellinger is going to be decent. It's not going to be that big of an impact. Pete Alonso leaving the Mets is going to be fine for them. They upgraded with Juan Soto. They'll be better. Dodgers are going to be good again.
Dodgers
World Series
are doing
contenders
Dodgers
again,
thing.
obviously.
Who's going to play first base for the Mets, though, now?
Whoever they move over.
Well, but who do you think?
Nimmo?
I could see that.
Could be Nimmo.
I guess. Let's see. Dodgers have gotten plenty of guys. I know it's not the topic you guys really want to talk about, but that'll be a topic for something else that also news coming out. More exciting news for On Deck Sports. I'm coming out with my own podcast called JT Dodgers. It's going to be a podcast coming in March.
Yeah.
So that is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a podcast just covering the Dodgers, just going to be me. Once the MLB season starts, I'm looking to make that more than just weekly. I don't know about daily, but it's going to be pretty often. I'll be recapping every game pretty much. And anytime there's some big news that comes out with the Dodgers, I'll obviously make an episode. But that'll just be me. Those will be shorter episodes because if they're, like, let's say I do one every other day, I'm only talking about 2 Dodger games, maybe 3. I'm also going to be making a little bit of Dodgers content on that account, so you can follow JT Dodgers on Instagram. But for anything that isn't Dodgers, I mean, we'll talk about the Dodgers a little bit on here just because I'm a Dodgers fan, but everything else is going to be on the On Deck Sports podcast right here. So, like I said, it's been a minute, but we got Cody now, we got Nick back, we got Dylan back, we got myself back. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, NFL playoffs, we are down to just 4 teams, the Eagles, the Commanders, the Bills, and the Chiefs. Not all of you may know, but Cody is recently new to following football. He's a big Bills fan. Cody, how do you feel going into Sunday?
I feel like this has been our best chance to beat the Chiefs in probably years, for sure, in the playoffs. We can't go 0-4. Can't happen again,
It's 0-3 against Mahomes and the Chiefs in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And what's the record in the regular season? Do you know off the top of your head?
4-0, I think.
Is it 4-0?
Or it might be 4-1, but
4-1, something like that?
yeah, 4-0, 4-1.
I think they're both like 4. I think they're both even.
I think it's even. So it's 4-1. We're 4-4 against each other, but all the losses have come in the playoffs for Josh Allen.
Yeah. Dylan, your Eagles, they're in still as well.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel going into Sunday?
I feel good about Sunday. I feel like we should beat the Commanders on paper. I don't want to overlook them because I think that's what the Lions did, and that's why they lost. So taking a game at a time, but I think we'll be fine on Sunday.
So we were hanging out about a week ago, and you guys came to the agreement where if the Bills and the Eagles play each other in the Super Bowl, you two are going. Is that still the case?
We'll have to see.
It's up in the air, but
You guys shook on it.
We did shake.
You guys were pretty.
It would be sick.
We'll talk
for
about
sure.
it if it happens. We'll talk about it.
If
we
it
gotta
happens,
wait.
I feel like you got to go now. No?
Yeah, I mean,
it's like,
It is
New
kinda
Orleans
destined,
isn't
yeah.
that far.
how far is that of a drive?
I think it was like 18 hours.
That's doable.
Might be better to just fly.
Over 2 days, or we could fly.
Yeah, it might honestly be better.
How much?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
How much?
I think it was like 3K was the low. He's showing me like 10K shit, but
10K is a lot of money.
and we gotta find tickets
We got
sitting next
6K.
to
We
each
got
other
6K.
too.
6K for 2 tickets or 6K for 1?
6K for one.
That's a lot. That's a
lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
we'll go just stand outside the stadium.
The Eagles will be good for the next 4 years. So will the Bills.
Cody, who would you rather play in the Super Bowl? I guess Washington, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's
I
pretty
think
easy.
that has to be
Washington's
the
for
answer,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, our teams are out. Yay!
Thank God it's over.
Welcome to Cancun.
Cancun Bowl.
As CD Lamb and Cooper Kupp fight over the last floaty in Cancun, we can talk about our predictions for the rest of the playoffs. I know. Well, actually, I don't know who you want to win because I know you don't like the Bills that much. Who do you want to win the Super Bowl?
I'd say anybody but the Eagles at this point. So it's just
You want the commies to win?
rather the commies win.
I mean, yeah, over the
Eagles,
Eagles, but not over the Bills or the Chiefs.
Yeah,
That's who you should be
the
rooting
division
for
game.
is Bills Chiefs.
I don't know why. I don't like the Bills.
You're rooting for the Chiefs?
I didn't say whoa. I didn't say that. Can I not like either? I would say the best matchup scenario would be Bills Redskins for me. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Whoa,
My fault.
Watch your mouth.
Sorry.
Can't say that.
So you need to watch your mouth.
Gonna get
Bills
canceled.
commies. That would be my personal choice. I don't think it's gonna happen, but that's what I would hope for. Because you think you guys are fine, right? You think you got it, Dylan?
I think we should be fine, yes. I think we should be.
Lions should have been fine too.
I agree. Lions should have been fine, but they were not.
You got a score prediction?
We're not.
28-24. Eagles win.
I can see that.
If the Commanders are gonna win, they have to shut down Saquon. I think that's pretty much their own.
Saquon had over 200 yards in both games he played against the Rams.
Exactly.
All right, we don't need to bring that up. But okay.
Speaking of the Rams, is it Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford's last game as a Ram? Was that?
That's what I saw.
So-
that they were thinking about retiring.
Stafford's thinking about retiring. Kupp. I think Kupp wants to play, but he just doesn't know if it's going to be on the Rams or not.
So here's my theory with this. I feel that Matt Stafford has plenty of football left in him. I think he plays one more year as a Ram and then he retires.
You think he has anything left to prove? He already won a Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, what's wrong with winning two?
That's fine.
I mean, I think if you still have the ability to be a good quarterback in the NFL, and it's not to the point where it was like, I hate calling players washed, but like to the point where, and I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is washed, but for example, like if Aaron Rodgers is significantly less talented than he was even 5 years ago, I don't want it to get to the point for Stafford where it's like that, to the point where, he's still on the Rams and it's like, okay, this guy should have retired 2-3 years ago.
Right.
like
Big Ben at the end.
Like Ben
Yeah.
Roethlisberger, exactly. I don't want it to get to the point where it's like that. But I think if he plays one more year, it won't be, because I do still think he's very good, and I'm still very high on Matt Stafford. He has plenty of good football left in him. The thing with Cooper Kupp, for those who know me, know that he's like my favorite athlete ever. I was thinking to myself before the Rams-Eagles game, this could be his last game as a Ram if we don't win, just because I feel that if they're not getting him the ball as much, Cooper Kupp is not the kind of guy to be like, oh, I'm not getting the ball, I want out. He's not that Tyreek Hill kind of player where he's like, I need to go somewhere else. He's getting paid a lot of money, and that contract is not something the Rams want if they're a young team looking to, I'm not going to say rebuild, because they were a win away from going to the NFC Championship. They were a touchdown away from going to the NFC Championship. We're not rebuilding, but they're in the point where they don't want to damage their future. And I still think Cooper Kupp is extremely talented. And him being 31 with a cap hit of like $27 million.
Especially when you
hurts.
have Puka there sitting behind him.
Exactly. So, hey, if I'm GM of the Rams, I'm obviously not moving him, but I'm not Les Snead. But I think the right thing to do is keep him. I don't necessarily think that there's any rush to get rid of a guy who's still talented. If Cooper Kupp was to the point where he was like 40 years old and the dude just like couldn't run a route anymore, and he has that cap hit, release him. That's fine. That makes sense. He's still one of the best receivers in the game, and he just needs to get the ball. And it's not even his fault, because they won't draw plays for him. Like, they'll throw deep balls to Demarcus Robinson instead of Cooper Kupp, which I love D-Rob. I hope the Rams re-sign him as well. I've enjoyed watching him on the Rams the last 2 years. But you have Cooper Kupp, a guy who has proved that if you throw him the ball in clutch situations,
He's definitely clutch.
he's gonna get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Game against the Bucks, NFC Championship against the Niners, Super Bowl. He won Super Bowl MVP. I mean,
He's definitely clutch. Yeah.
he's clutch, and I think it's a joke that they gave him the ball once on those last 2 drives against the Eagles.
Yeah. It's like he's out there as a decoy instead of
He really
a
is. He
receiver.
really is.
Exactly. It's not like Cooper Kupp doesn't have, the talent to be a wide receiver 1 or something. It's just the fact that for some reason they only use him for certain, like a decoy, like you said. Like, I don't get it. I'm not a fan of that at all. And it's every game before, and I'll watch every game with my dad, and I'll say they need to just give the ball to number 10. They throw a 50-50 ball up to him. They did it against the Eagles once. They did it against the Vikings once the round before. You throw up a 50-50 ball to Cooper Kupp, he's coming down with it. I mean,
Him and Puka.
him and Puka makes a ridiculous catch every game. It's crazy. But I don't mean to, ride his coattail or whatever, but I just think that if they find a way to get rid of the guy who, I don't want to say single-handedly won them a Super Bowl, but in my opinion was the biggest piece to winning that Super Bowl in 2021. If they find a way to get rid of him, I think that'll be the dumbest move.
I think if
Rams
Stafford
history.
leaves, it'll be smart to get rid of him. But if Stafford stays, you got to keep him. That's what I think.
Yeah.
If you're drafting a rookie wide receiver, you don't need to be paying a 30-year-old wide receiver that much money, especially when you have Puka as a reliable target. You don't need that contract if Stafford leaves.
Try and trade him for a quarterback?
I think. I said this before the season even started when I predicted the Rams to be pretty solid this season. I thought they would surprise people, and they did. I thought they'd be right around 10, 7, 11.
They were definitely
6.
better than I expected them to be going into the year.
For sure.
I expected them to be right around where they were. I was hoping they could make a run for the Super Bowl again. Didn't end up happening, but I did think it was possible. But even before the season started, I was saying I would love to draft a quarterback in the 2025 draft.
Yeah.
Let's say Stafford doesn't retire, right?
Well, I think you have to, even if Stafford doesn't, just let him sit behind Stafford.
That's what I'm trying to say. Even if, let's say, Stafford plays another year and we draft somebody, the kid from I think Ole Miss. What the heck is his name?
Jackson Dart.
Yeah. I saw a mock draft where the Rams get him. I don't know how realistic that is.
What's your pick? 25?
We have a late pick. I mean, we were second round exits.
We could always trade up.
We could trade up, but
Trade up with Cooper Kupp.
yeah, okay. I'd rather die.
I don't know if Jackson Dart's a first round prospect though.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to stick and pick that.
Yeah. I think you could get Quinn Ewers in the second round maybe also. I don't think
He
he'll
might be a
go
late first. Teams are
I would love.
Teams are desperate for a QB.
Yeah, but this isn't a.
It's not, but
It's not a
teams want
QB
to win.
draft,
They
yeah.
don't want to wait to get their
I
quarterback.
think people are going to reach on Shedeur. I don't think. I don't know.
I think Shedur's going to go top 5, and he
Which
shouldn't.
he shouldn't. Yeah, I don't think he should go top 5. Cam Ward is going to go 1 or 2.
Yeah, he should.
Titans are probably going to take him unless
I could see him being a
Titans.
unless they give another year for Levis, which I think they're
I
done.
think what's his name? Will Howard from Ohio. You think he's going to get drafted?
He declared, right? Or
I don't know. Maybe.
If he declared, he'll get drafted.
Yeah, I mean, he was really good in that natty.
what's the draft class for next year supposed to be?
2026?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we can look that far.
What team's Carson Beck going to go to?
Nobody.
Beck's going to be a ball.
I think he'll be the same as
He'll be a backup
I
quarterback.
think he'll be the same as Stetson Bennett.
I think so too. Yeah,
I think that's fair.
You think he's going to throw just as many picks at Miami?
probably.
Are you guys high on Quinn Ewers?
No.
No.
I think
Not
he'll be
super high, no. I think Arch is definitely a better prospect than Quinn Ewers.
It's too early to tell, but it's shaping up to be. Yeah.
You think Arch will go next year or the year after?
Probably next year. I think he'll declare early. He wants to be in the league.
Probably.
He's a Manning.
Yeah, he is a man.
I was high on Quinn Ewers at the beginning of the season, and that was actually the specific guy I wanted the Rams to get. When we were 1-4, and I was thinking if the season continues to go how the way it's going, it's going to be a long season. We're going to get a pretty solid pick. Let's keep Stafford for another year, and if things don't work out, we have a guy like Quinn Ewers on our bench to bring in, help him develop. The Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers kind of experiment.
Right.
And clearly it worked. Whether you think, I know you're not that high on Jordan Love, Dylan, but he's a
I don't hate
solid
him.
quarterback.
Yeah,
He's a
not
solid
bad.
quarterback.
He's not bad.
And, they're better now with him than they would be with Aaron Rodgers right now. You can't disagree with that.
Right now, yes.
Yeah,
Right now, yes.
Aaron
that's what I'm saying.
Rodgers
Even Aaron
is-
Rodgers
Okay,
is,
chill out.
even his last year with the Packers, they were 8-9.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but he didn't have anybody to throw to.
he had Devontae Adams.
Yeah, but he was injured for a lot of the year.
Was he in last year in Green Bay? What was that? 2020.
It was like turf toe or some shit. He had all year.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Something
because
like that.
The last year the
2021 or
Lions-
2022, yeah.
Yeah, it was the last year the Lions didn't make the playoffs because I remember they lost that last game. They were
Last
like
week.
9-8.
Are the Lions winning that division next year? A lot of people left. Packers are good.
And-
Vikings might be good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Vikings are a big question.
Who do you think the Vikings quarterback is going to be next
JJ
year?
McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy.
And that all depends on how high
Sam
you are
Darnold's
on
going to
JJ
the
McCarthy.
Raiders.
Yeah, where
Aaron Rodgers might go to the Vikings.
I think Aaron Rodgers
Rodgers
is
going to
done.
the Vikings?
He could,
He's
or he could retire.
Vikings?
I think he's
Who
done.
was-
to be honest.
Braden told me he wants Aaron Rodgers to go to the Steelers.
Oh,
That's
why?
ridiculous.
Which
Steel-
is
Steelers are
I
getting.
told him he was crazy.
Steelers are getting Aaron Rodgers and Cooper Kupp.
That'd be crazy.
If the
They
Steelers
really
get,
could.
if the
George Pickens and Cooper Kupp, that would be
With
nasty.
A-Rod throwing to them, I would mess
Joe
with that.
Rodgers is like
Fields throwing-
97.
I would mess with that. I don't care. So is Cooper Kupp.
No, he's not. He's 31.
Yeah, but that's wide receiver age. That's
you-
getting up there.
Yeah, but he's still a lot more talented than Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback.
Okay.
Do you think
Yeah.
Justin
He's
Fields
still
could be
getting
good
up
next
there
year?
for a receiver. Who? Justin Fields?
Yeah.
He's mid at best. Like any team that has him, he's gonna play well, but he's not like a Super Bowl contender kind of guy. So
Yeah.
he really doesn't.
Like he can scramble well, but
Yeah, like he can get it done, but I don't trust him in a big game.
I
Like
mean-
Justin Fields versus Patrick Mahomes, Justin Fields versus Josh Allen.
yeah.
I don't trust him at all like
yeah,
that.
for
To be fair, though, in his defense,
I don't trust Russ either.
Yeah, true.
Well, at least Russ won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that
that's-
was,
yeah.
that was in his prime.
yeah, but
like,
he's
I'm still
old
taking
now.
Russ over Fields right now.
oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
that's
think
why he was
so?
starting.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why he was starting.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
Yeah.
I
mean-
liked what they were doing with him, bringing in.
Fields didn't play bad his first 8 games or whatever he played
Yeah.
for them.
but at
They had a
the-
better
was that
record with
many?
Fields than they did
No, he
with
played
Russ.
five. He played
true.
5.
But they-
5, yeah.
He was 4-1.
Yeah.
yeah, it was only it was something.
And then, because they started the year 10-4 when Russ came over, and they lost the last 4,
They
including
were
the
10-3, and they lost the
10-3.
last
So
four.
lost
5
Lost
yeah.
to the Steelers.
5 if you include
Lost
playoffs.
to the Steelers.
I mean, everybody knew they were going to go like 10-7.
What was that Chase
I mean-
Claypool tweet? He tweeted out. He was like, "I forget what losing feels like," and then
Losing,
they went on
never
like
heard of her or something like
It was
that.
11
and they went on like a 10-game lose or like an 8-game
That was
losing
11-0
streak.
year, right?
They were
Yeah.
11-0 and they finished
Yeah.
11.
12-4.
I think they lost to
That's-
Washington that year.
Yeah, they
That
were
was the
11-0.
first
They lost to the football team.
They lost
did.
to the football team.
Yeah, it
What
was
a
like
year.
it was like a Tuesday night game because they rescheduled because of COVID,
Mm.
and
Is
so
that what
there
it
were
was?
like only a few thousand fans there because that's what was allowed.
Yeah.
It was at
And-
Heinz Field too, right?
Yeah, it was
That's
it was like
at home.
Tuesday night football or something. And
That's terrible.
Tomlin hit his quota and he clocked out. He was
Yeah,
done.
facts.
the Washington
Got
football
that winning
team I think
record.
was 4-7 going into that game, and the Steelers were 11-0.
That was probably the last one of the year, right?
You think Tomlin moves on or he stays?
He's gonna stay.
He's gonna stay.
I think he's
Do you
gonna
think
stay,
they
but I could see
should
him
move
leaving.
on? Do you think he should
would he go?
leave?
I think Mike Tomlin just needs 1 year where he goes like has 3 wins, so they can actually draft someone. Because right now they've been middle of the pack for the last 5 years.
Yeah, they
ain't changing
they
nothing.
get blown out in the first round every year.
But they're always good enough to sneak into the playoffs. But
Yeah.
they're never good enough to make a run.
They've
So
good-
something needs to change.
They have good coaching and elite defense every season, and then
they need a tank for a quarterback.
Since Big Ben started falling off, their offense has been ass.
that's
And that's been years now.
that's why I was surprised that Braden said that he wants the Steelers to get Aaron Rodgers because
Rather
since
than
like
just draft
Does
somebody.
he want him to? Well,
Since,
no.
like, Ben Roethlisberger's last 2-3 years, the Steelers, because he wasn't staying healthy at all, and when he was healthy, he wasn't that good. So they were going through guys like Mason Rudolph, Hodges, obviously Big Ben,
Mitch.
Mitch,
Mitchell Trubisky.
Bill's legend.
Who else? Who's the other dude? Josh Dobbs.
Josh
He was a
Dobbs.
Steeler.
Dobbs, he was a Steeler.
And then
Yes.
after Ben, they had Kenny Pickett,
yeah.
Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. That's like
Yeah.
8 quarterbacks in like
None of them are
not
good.
None of
no.
them are
Yeah.
And they just keep recycling like old quarterbacks or like a quarterback that isn't good enough to lead a
They
team.
need to commit to
be
the
competitive.
rebuild.
I would say
That's it.
you
They need to
signed
commit.
Justin
they
Fields
need
this
to
year.
commit to it.
I think over.
Are you going to win a Super Bowl with Justin Fields though?
But are you
They're not
going to
gonna-
win
with
with Russell
Russ
Wilson at
or
this day and
at this-
age?
You might as
I
well
think
just
you
let
get
him-
rid of Russ and just tank with Justin Fields.
tank with
I
Justin
don't think you even
Fields?
tank with Justin Fields.
But why would you re-sign him just to tank with him? I'd rather just sign somebody.
Yeah, if you're
just
gonna
sign
tank,
somebody.
you may
Yeah,
as
you
well
might as well
just.
just sign somebody else. Yeah.
Steelers aren't like
Levis, get him
Will Levis, I mean, he's younger, but like, I don't
how
think
much
he's
younger is
as
he?
talented
He's
as
not,
Fields.
he's not that much
Yeah, I
younger
know,
than
if you're
Fields,
gonna
is he?
Oh yeah, he's
tank.
not actually that much younger because
No
he was a
way.
rookie at like 24, 25. So
If you want a tank, you sign a bad rookie quarterback.
I mean, yeah, maybe he'll be good. Maybe you make a trade to the Rams for Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett and Cooper Kupp to the.
Yeah, okay.
That's a
Stetson
package
Bennett
deal
is
right there.
untouchable.
This just in: Stetson Bennett on the move.
I could see a
He's
Stetson
like a-
Bennett Cooper Cup trade package to the Steelers.
Bro.
We're cooking right now. We're cooking. Who would you want from the Steelers? First round pick?
If we were trading Cooper Kupp, I'd want everything.
George Pickens.
Everything.
You're gonna get maybe their first round pick, and that's it.
George Pickens.
If that.
Look,
They could
We
get-
got only a first round pick for AJ Brown, and he was like 24, 25.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp's 31, and he didn't get the ball this year, and he's been injured for the past 2 years.
Yeah, that's true.
So
You're
I
not
don't know how
getting-
much
you're
you
not
guys are gonna
getting
get in the
everything.
trade package.
but the thing is, if you're Les Snead, GM of the Rams, right? Cooper Kupp, basically, I don't like I said before, not single-handedly, but was the biggest part in that Super Bowl win. I think he has earned the privilege to stay there as long as he wants. And
It's a business.
if you get some absurd offer for Cooper Kupp that you really want to accept, you need to talk to Cooper Kupp and you need to say, hey, we got this big offer, but if you want to be here, you earned it. That's the kind of player, and I know you're going to say, oh, I'm glazing, but that's the kind of player that should have a statue at a SoFi Stadium when he retires. Super Bowl
Chill out.
MVP,
Chill out.
Triple Crown,
Chill out.
the best wide receiver season of all time,
Maybe like a plaque, but a whole
game-winning
statue.
touchdown in the Super Bowl,
A whole
2
statue.
touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Maybe.
like Corey Clement deserves a statue for the Eagles because he should have won Super Bowl MVP.
Did he have
no?
the greatest season a running back has ever had?
He had the best Super Bowl an Eagles ever had.
Okay, then make
Does
us.
Saquon deserve a statue? I wouldn't say so.
He's played one season.
Yeah,
but
but
it's
you're
not-
talking
If
about one
Saquon-
of Cooper Kupp's
Now,
seasons.
if you guys go and win the Super Bowl this year and
you think
Saquon
he
Super
deserves
Bowl
a whole
MVP
statue?
and he
Foles
retires
got
as
it.
an Eagle, sure.
Yeah,
Well, Foles got one, doesn't he?
yeah, but that's like a really special like case.
I mean,
don't know.
I get that, but
I don't know.
Still,
Who knows?
You can make an argument that Foles does not deserve it, but
Yeah.
I think he does.
I would
Yeah,
agree.
It's crazy.
I think that's fair.
It's crazy.
I
what
mean,
he
it's
did
your
for sure.
first and right now your only Super Bowl
Yeah.
that your franchise has ever
Yeah.
won. You know what really pisses me off? This is sort of unrelated, but kind of on the same note. Why do championships not count before the merger?
I agree.
I hate that.
I agree.
Imagine like if in baseball they changed
the
it from the
Yankees didn't
baseball
count all that shit?
championship
Yeah.
and they changed the name to the World Series,
And
now all of a
everything
sudden
gets
everything is
deleted?
erased in
I
like
agree.
1960.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Rams have 4 championships. I believe the Eagles have 3
I
or
think
4.
3. Yeah, I think 3.
They'd have 3
Plus a Super Bowl. Yeah.
plus Super Bowl. So that's 4.
Mhm.
We had 2 championships and 2 Super Bowls, so we would have 4 championships. It's just like the NFL was established years and years ago, and there's only
Nobody even
58
mentions it.
champions.
Yeah. Nobody even mentions
Yeah,
it.
that's crazy.
Yeah, like the
like-
Packers have 13, the Bears have 9, Giants
Everybody
have 8.
knows Bart Starr. He won the first Super Bowl. I don't know who the fuck won the first championship.
Yeah, the first Super Bowl was Packers Chiefs.
Yeah.
But
Who won the first championship?
exactly, you
No
couldn't tell
clue.
you.
Bears probably. I don't know.
and there's
The Packers were good.
there's
Yeah, I don't know.
there's a bunch of like fun facts that I've seen about like, you know, before the Super Bowl was a thing. Like one time, I believe it was the 1940 NFL championship. It was Bears Redskins, I want to say. They had the same amount of first downs in that game and the Bears won 70-0.
That's crazy.
I don't know how that's
Oh,
possible.
the Bears must have been like 80-yard touchdowns because you don't get a first down. From
Same amount of first
guess.
downs.
Yeah.
And
guess.
their
Washington was just like
defense,
getting to the
pick
red zone and
sixes.
getting stopped every time.
Yeah, pick sixes.
Yeah, pick sixes. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
If we can find the footage of that game, that would
Yeah,
be
is there
interesting.
Nice,
footage?
yeah,
There's no way there's footage.
And here comes Two Shoes McGee here, and like that, those kind of
Another pick
announcers.
six.
Yeah.
And they kick the ball with like the front of their toe, they're
Yeah.
not wearing like a shoe or something. The helmets have like the one rod
like,
across the.
The game was a lot
Back when
different
football
then.
was football.
Those are the kind of things that I find so interesting. Like, could you imagine telling a Yankees fan like, oh well,
You can't tell a Yankees fan that.
your
Crash
first
out.
20 World Series championships don't count because
Yeah.
there were only 10 teams in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You could say that to so many franchises like hockey.
Celtics.
Rangers.
Celtics. Not hockey.
Rangers have won one championship since there were over 6 teams in the league, and they've been around since the 20s. So do their championships not count? I'm all for saying they don't count. But
I think every championship should count, no matter how long ago it is.
absolutely, every championship should count, but it doesn't in football for some reason. Like the Rams have 2 banners hanging in their stadium. There should be 4 because they should have
You
the
gotta
one
remember
they
the
won.
OGs.
They don't have any championship banners, like nothing like that.
They only have their 2 Super Bowl banners hanging up.
That's
the one
crazy.
from St. Louis, the one from LA, but they should have.
You've never been to SoFi, huh?
I've never been to LA. I was there for like 30 minutes.
We should go.
on, like a layover from flying home from Hawaii like 5 years ago.
I'll see Braves Dodgers with you in LA.
That would be incredible.
I'm down.
I got to get there with my dad, but like, my dad's a Dodgers fan.
Okay, I'm
And
a
he
Braves
raised me
fan.
to
We're
be a
seeing
Dodgers
Braves Dodgers.
You dissing
I'm not-
Frank?
I'm not saying.
All right,
I'm,
Frank could come.
I'm not
coming
saying
too.
you, Frank, and I can't go, but like, if I'm going to LA for the first time, I got to go with my dad because we've talked about that since I was like a little kid.
Pops is slacking. I just invited you out. I don't see Frank inviting you out.
All right, you're gonna fly me out and pay for the hotel?
Are you gonna make love to me in that hotel?
Whoa.
Are you once again? Are you paying for the hotel?
I mean, if you're paying.
Yeah.
If it's worth the payment, all right.
All right, let's get back on track.
I got a question.
What?
Is the pocket passer dying?
Yes.
If you look at the
Yeah.
4 quarterback,
Yes.
do you think there's going to be another elite pocket passer that takes their team to a Super Bowl? Like a rookie?
Yeah, but it's gonna be more rare. I think teams definitely like rookie quarterbacks now. They're looking for people that can scramble out of the pocket.
Dual threats, or for sure.
James is gonna hate that new Rams quarterback. That's fast as hell. Don't pass that much.
He
Bro,
just doesn't play the game the
don't
right
want
way.
He's gonna
a
be
mobile
sick.
quarterback. I don't want a mobile quarterback. But to be fair, has a mobile quarterback won a Super Bowl recently?
I mean,
I would argue Patrick
Mahomes?
Mahomes is a mobile
No,
quarterback.
but Patrick
He's-
Mahomes isn't known for just running the ball.
Yeah, but he's for sure a
But he
dual threat.
does.
You can't
Yeah,
look at me and say
he
he's
definitely
not a
can
dual
run.
threat
Patrick Mahomes is
quarterback.
Patrick Mahomes. He's not like, this guy can't throw for over 30 yards at a time and all he does is run.
Yeah,
He's the
that's
best
true.
quarterback in football. He is.
well,
pretty
one's gonna win this year.
Yeah,
Even if
like-
it's Mahomes again, one's
yeah,
gonna win this
if
year.
Well,
you-
Jaden Daniels is also like, he can throw the ball. He can throw
But
a
he's
dime
mobile.
50
So,
yards down the
very
field.
mobile.
so can Josh Allen. I'm not saying that
All
if
4
you're a
guys
dual
can
threat,
run.
you can't throw the ball. It's just saying you can run also.
It's just
like
honestly,
you
I
can do
have-
both.
I have no problem with QBs being able to run the ball. It's when there's guys like Lamar that all they do is run.
Lamar can throw.
Lamar,
Lamar has more passing yards than Josh Allen this year.
that doesn't mean he's a better thrower.
I'm just saying he can throw. Don't
Yeah.
don't say that he can't throw.
He can
Do not
throw.
say that he can't throw.
He's not that great of a passer.
Yes, he is.
I mean, that's all they
Yes,
did.
he is.
That's all they did basically
he
against
is.
the Bills is pass. They didn't really run it except for the one drive in like that second half where they ran the whole
What
time.
was Henry's stats for that game?
He had
80
less 80 yards. He had
80
like
yards?
80 yards.
Well, how many carries was it on? Like
16.
that's pretty good though. That's like 5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Yeah, which they should have ran it with Derrick Henry way
They
more.
should have, yeah.
And Justice Hill was getting great yards against us.
Justice Hill slept on. I
Yeah,
like that one too.
He was good, but they just had Lamar pass it the whole time.
That's
So
another
he
thing.
had,
Do you
like-
think the running back position is
It's revived.
It's
for
back.
sure.
Revived?
It's
Revived
so
this
it's
year.
so bad.
I think
This-
Saquon
this
and Derrick
team
Henry
just
brought that.
showed why
Saquon,
it's
Derrick
back.
Henry
Yeah.
were both crazy this year, and as a whole, I feel like the running position,
Those were the 2
running back
biggest free
position.
agents.
Can I say something?
pretty
I
good.
gotta bring my team back in this one. So sorry, this is funny. We could have had Derrick Henry. We didn't get him. I
I
want,
thought you were gonna get Derrick Henry.
I didn't. We don't sign anybody.
I don't
mean,
think Jerry Jones even
proven,
reached
yeah.
out to him.
I don't think Jerry Jones knows who Derrick Henry is.
No,
So, in the history of the Cowboys, they've needed an elite running back for their offense to work. Agreed, right?
Sure.
You can go
Yeah.
down the line.
yeah.
That is an established Dallas trait. You need an elite running back. I think Rico Dowdle can be a
He
top
had
15.
1,000 yards,
He had
didn't he?
1,000 yards. And the shit that pisses me off with this team is he's getting 4.5 yards a carry, and you give him the ball like 6 times a game.
That is true.
So it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, he should not have been splitting carries with like Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke is ancient.
Like he
No
should have
way.
been. Rico Dowdle should have been running back 1 by like a long shot.
He should have been running back 1 by
Yeah.
week 4. It should have been set
I
in
agree,
stone
yeah.
by then.
I agree.
We had Dalvin Cook on the practice squad until
He
we
was bad.
played San Francisco. I didn't see him for the rest of the year.
He was bad with the Jets like 2 years before.
That's
Rico
the Jets.
Dowdle,
That's
shout
the
out to
Jets.
Gamecocks.
Still, he was still looking terrible.
Rico
Was he a
Dowdle?
Gamecock?
Yeah, he's from South
Rico
Carolina.
Dowdle, yeah.
That's
Went to
why.
South
That's why
Carolina.
I'm.
the GOAT.
Hopefully, Genty. We take Genty, I love to have a dual threat running back.
Where do you think
Two dual
Genty
threats.
goes in the draft? You think he?
I think he goes before us. I really do.
think he goes top 10.
I think he goes mid first, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I don't know how
I could see
high
him
you
going
can
to Dallas.
reach on.
What do you guys have? The 12th?
12th.
12th?
Yeah,
I could see.
Yeah, I think that's right around.
if you
where
look
That's like
can
where
go.
Bijan went.
If you look at the teams, he definitely should go to Dallas, but there's obviously a spoiler that can take him. Like my brother-in-law was saying about the Niners, they don't have very healthy running backs right now.
I don't think the Niners.
Yeah,
should
but
go.
They
I don't
don't
think they'd
need
waste the
Ashton
first
Genty.
on him.
They could put.
You
They
shouldn't,
could
They
but
still
they
have
could.
McCaffrey signed.
He's signed, but can he stay healthy though?
They're paying McCaffrey all that money.
You're still
can't
taking
just,
the risk on him.
Yeah,
You're still
you, if you're paying him all that money, you can't just
No,
assume,
of
all right,
course.
this guy's going to get hurt
Yeah.
in week 5. Let's draft
And
him.
they can put
Obviously-
pretty much anybody in at running back there, and they're gonna get
Yeah.
yards. Like you saw
Obviously.
that this season.
Yeah, their
You
running
can't-
backs really weren't even that bad.
No. I'm saying that's not the problem. They're all hurt. They all
But
got
then
hurt.
wouldn't you rather like get an extra O lineman if you're going to be injured or D lineman?
Sure, but I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm
Jordan
saying it's a
Mason's still gonna
possibility.
get yards. Isaac
Jordan
Grendo
Mason
got.
was pretty good this year.
Isaac
with
Grendo got
McCaffrey
yards
out.
somehow.
They all
Yeah.
got hurt, right? Who was their fourth string? Who came in at the end?
It was
Was it Garendo?
McCaffrey, then Jordan Mason, Isaac Grendo, and I don't remember the last guy.
The Niners have a lot more problems than their running back position.
Yeah.
So if they were to
I-
waste a
100%.
first rounder on a running back,
But
They're gonna win
could
the
you
division
say
They
next
need
year.
to
could
get
you say
rid
it's a
of,
waste though? You think it's
a waste.
You think it's a
if
waste?
If the Niners for some reason draft a running back in the first round, yes, it's a waste of a pick.
I don't
You
think
have-
I don't think it's a waste of a pick. I just think it's a bad pick.
You
I don't
have-
think it's a waste.
You have arguably the best running back in football, if not second best behind Barkley.
That's what I'm saying.
If
Like,
you take a first round pick on another running back, that's like if the Chiefs used their
That's-
first round pick on a quarterback.
I don't think it's like that. But
Wait,
yeah,
not
I
as
see
bad,
what
but
you're
you see
saying.
my
But
point,
yeah, I see what you're
right?
saying. But yeah,
when the
If
What's
the Chiefs used the first round pick
yeah,
on a quarterback.
Okay, sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Like obviously not that bad because QB's more.
That's
important,
different, though,
but
because-
you see my point though.
No, that's different though because Mahomes is definitely younger than McCaffrey, right?
Mahomes is 28.
I think McCaffrey's like 2
30?
years older.
McCaffrey's been
something
in the
like
league longer, I
Yeah.
believe. So yeah.
And
McCaffrey's like
Mahomes
2 years
is
And
older.
like 28.
Mahomes is not injury prone. That's two different things.
He's
He
kind
he
of
gets
injured.
hurt a lot, but
He gets
they
hurt-
always just like pump him up with
Yeah,
shit.
they
He's
just
right
give him
back
a
in.
lot.
He just
of
comes
horse
back. He just comes
tranquilizers.
back to good to go.
facts. That Super Bowl was such a
They just
bullshit. He should have been out for the game.
Him like
Yeah,
Kurt
right.
Angle, though. Just put him back in there.
Should have been.
He should have been. Yes, he
Broke
should
his
have been.
ankle and somehow
Bro,
came back running
regular
better.
season game, he's sitting out the whole rest of that half.
Yeah,
He's
but it's
sitting
not a
out.
regular season game.
Well,
He probably
should've.
couldn't even feel
Doctor
his-
should have been like, "Yo, you can't go back in. The Eagles got to win this."
I think if you're the
No.
best,
He
if you're the
probably couldn't
best
even feel
quarterback
his
in
legs.
football,
That's how much they gave him, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he was definitely like off a perk or something.
if you're the best quarterback in football and you can still somewhat
Stand.
walk
If
or
you can still
stand,
stand, you're
and
staying
it's the
in.
Super Bowl, you're finishing the game.
I
You
think-
have all off season to recover.
I think if Carson Wentz tore his ACL like he did against the Rams, he would have stayed in the whole rest of that game.
Like
If
if
he
it
was
was
playing
in the Super Bowl,
yeah. If he was playing the Super Bowl, because
If-
against the Rams, he threw a touchdown to Alshon before he left.
yeah, that's true.
I think he's staying the whole time.
and he
in
like
that
kind of
Super
like
Bowl.
limped off the field.
He did. He walked off. He
Yeah.
definitely limped off, but yeah, he walked off.
But let's say like you go to halftime in the Super Bowl, and the trainers find out Carson Wentz tore his ACL.
It's not
Do
gonna
you
get any
let
worse.
him go back out there?
It's not gonna get any worse. He's gonna get tear it again.
It can still get more injured. No, I mean I'm
I mean,
definitely.
yeah, but you got all off season to rehab. But this is the biggest game
yeah,
of
but
the year.
tearing your
ACL,
ACL
though,
takes more than one
that's-
off season.
I don't care. It's a Super Bowl. We might not make it
to
back
be-
here for the next 3 years like
to be
we
fair,
didn't.
though, you saw what happened after he tore his ACL, right?
Well, they wouldn't know that. at the
Well, no,
time.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
With how it actually went with Carson Wentz.
Yeah, but you're gonna put Nick Foles
Yeah.
in. That's his first half of football. When Nick
Yeah,
Foles
if
came
it's
in,
in the Super Bowl, you don't want
well,
him to
actually,
play
Nick
his-
Foles came in and he was still good against the Rams.
And look how that worked.
But
look how that worked.
And they
Yeah,
won that
but
game.
you can't
But that's
bank
not
on
Tom
that.
Brady
in
and
the
the
Super Bowl.
Patriots,
Yeah,
so
you can't bank
obviously.
on that in the
and
Super
especially in
Bowl.
the Super Bowl against Brady and
Yeah, against
Belichick.
Brady and Belichick, yeah.
Well, first off, you got to see how he's actually.
Think Belichick's actually gonna coach at UNC? He hasn't
I think
signed
he
his
will.
contract yet.
I think he will. At least for a year, he will.
I've heard people say that Tom Brady's trying to get him to come coach at the Raiders.
I don't get why he would do that though, because it's not like
I
Belichick
wouldn't.
can't get a job in the NFL,
He didn't.
but I'm sure he can.
I don't think anybody
I don't
who
think-
was trying to hire him.
Last year, I don't think anybody was.
Last
trying to
year,
hire him.
nobody
this
wanted him.
year, This year, I think he could. Last year, I don't think anybody.
That's,
wanted him.
that's what I'm
that's
saying,
so
though, like, if-
insane to me. That not even one team, not one.
I wanted the Eagles to get him as our defensive coordinator.
He would never.
That would
The
have been
Rams
never-
offered him that, and he declined it, and I don't blame him because I mean,
Well,
think
because
of-
he wanted full control of a team, I think.
and
That's
he
what it
deserves
was.
that. He's one of the best coaches of all time.
He could get at the Raiders right now. They fired their GM. Did they hire a new one yet?
Who, the Raiders?
Yeah, new
I think the
GM.
Raiders hired someone from the Jaguars. Something.
Who was it who hired the Chiefs assistant GM? Somebody.
That was, yeah.
Was that the Raiders?
I don't think it was the Raiders. I don't know off the top of my head.
Did Doug get fired? I've.
Doug Peterson did get
Yes.
fired.
Yeah,
Yes.
When was this? Not.
That was a
weeks
little bit
ago?
ago. Yes, a little bit
Was it?
ago.
I didn't
It
hear
was
about
on
it
the
because
day all the coaches.
I didn't even hear
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but I just saw it like a couple days ago. They were looking for his replacement.
If Kellen Moore goes to the Cowboys, I'd take Doug Peterson as the offensive coordinator.
He's not gonna go back.
I think Kellen Moore will be the head coach of the Cowboys next year.
It's gonna be. They're saying
If we win the Super Bowl, I think he's going to the Cowboys.
they're saying it's gonna be.
What about
Schottenheimer?
What about
Fangio?
No. What about Dion?
Dion, he's staying in Colorado. But I could see him in the future going to the NFL, but at least for next year, I
I
think he's
saw
staying in
something
Colorado.
where it was like Jerry
Jerry
Jones,
Jones wants him, yeah.
wants Dion, and then he's
He was a
gonna
Cowboy.
trade Dak to get Shadur.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Dion and Shadur.
That's like some LeBron shit. I don't
James-
think
Yeah, that's
gonna
like
happen.
LeBron, Bronny.
James,
Yeah.
I know you're looking at
Jerry
like that
Jones
can't happen.
would though.
That could happen.
Jerry
That could
Jones.
100%
If
happen.
anybody was
Jerry
gonna do
Jones
it,
is
it would
not
be him.
mentally there. That could 100% happen.
How
I'm
much longer
scared.
do you think he's gonna be?
Jerry Jones?
Yeah.
Oh,
As long as he's alive.
As long as he's alive.
As long as he's alive.
never-
Just how much longer?
I mean, like
He's immortal,
3
man.
years.
I mean,
Did you
don't-
see him in the
don't
background?
Let Nick go to Dallas and he'll stay alive.
Yeah,
That's-
See him in the background of that like racist picture, whatever. He was like kicking a black person out the street, and then like he was like in the background of a picture in like 1940.
No.
That shit's
You haven't seen
crazy.
That's a real picture.
I have
Yeah.
seen that.
It's bad. That's not
crazy.
good.
I have seen that. That's
Like, dude's been around for a while.
yeah, he's like 107.
81, but yeah.
He acts like every bit of it.
And
he was probably there before it was even called the Super Bowl, like we were talking about
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
He got championships
That's-
under his
you
belt.
guys
Was he
know-
in? Did he play football at all?
No, I don't think so.
I'm sure he probably played it like when he was like.
I mean, maybe in
high
like high school and
college,
shit. I
maybe.
don't know.
But not.
I don't go
not
that deep into
NFL.
Jerry Jones
This
lore.
was-
I don't know.
Lucky you. So this year week 18 did one of the things that pissed me off. One of the most Jerry things I've seen in my life. When he benched Cooper Rush so he didn't get his
Oh,
incentive.
that was terrible.
Oh my fucking
that
god!
was so
I was-
bad.
Yo, I'm sorry. I gotta get this off. That was the most ridiculous thing I have seen Jerry ever do.
It was so messed up.
It was okay.
Not
So
letting him get his money, like that's messed up.
here's what I compare it to. When Mike Evans got his 1,000 yards, he got his $3 million incentive. I just want to compare this. Compare whatever Mike Evans' contract is to Cooper Rush's.
Yeah,
That
that's facts.
$500K for Cooper Rush means so much more than Evans' $3 million.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
And Cooper Rush did nothing wrong. He's the backup quarterback. That's his job.
Doesn't play bad for them when he comes
No,
in.
he doesn't play
he's
bad.
pretty good for
The
them,
play
low-key.
calling's different
for
with
a,
him.
For a backup
For a
quarterback,
backup, he's good.
The
Yeah,
play
for a
calling's
backup,
so
he
much
does.
different with him. I don't know what it is. They changed it up on him. If they were gonna start Trey Lance, they should have done it 3 weeks ago when they were already out.
Yeah, that's true.
It was
Kinda
so
sucks.
scummy, and I don't get it. And Jerry was like, I didn't know about it.
The
You
Niners
signed
took,
the contract. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
the Niners
you don't-
took Trey Lance 3rd overall,
That's crazy.
So bad.
and then got Brock Purdy last in the draft, and he's like 10 times better.
And when they drafted Trey Lance 3rd overall, he only started like 2 games because then
Yeah,
he got hurt,
he got
and
injured.
then Jimmy G went back in. So that was just a waste of a 3rd overall pick.
Yeah.
Which of course they wouldn't know at the time. But even if Trey Lance didn't get hurt, I mean, are the Niners going to be that good?
Nope.
Probably not.
Mm-mm.
Which was crazy because I think that was the year. That was the year they were like 3-4, and then they finished like 12-4, 13-4, and they went to the Super Bowl.
This is Purdy or Jimmy G?
Or got to the NFC Championship. I think that was the year they lost to the Eagles in the NFC Championship. That
Brock-
was the year they originally started.
When
Trey
Brock
Lance.
Purdy got hurt, yeah.
Yeah, because they were like 3-4 and won their last like 10,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah,
came
they
up
were
short.
really hot at the end.
Yeah, they were. But yeah, that was a weird year because they, like I said, they were under 500, and then all of a sudden they just got hot, and it wasn't because of Jimmy Garoppolo, but he was getting like that Brock Purdy treatment where everyone was kind of like hyping him up because they were doing well.
He is kind of a winner. As much as you hate him, he did win a lot for the Niners.
Jimmy
He
or
did.
Purdy?
Jimmy, and Purdy, to be honest.
I think
But I
Purdy's.
was talking about
I
Jimmy.
think Purdy's better than people give him credit for. I don't
Jimmy
think
had a
he's top
lot
10,
of
but-
winning seasons for not being that good.
A lot of winning seasons, but then did he get a ring out of it? I mean, I'm
There's
not
only
saying
one team that gets a ring after every
I'm
year.
not saying that he's not a winner, but look at him now. He's a backup.
Yeah, and I could have predicted that 3 years ago. that
Okay,
he'd be a
so that's my
backup by
point.
now.
Like,
But he was doing good enough to win games. He wasn't losing them games.
I
He was
guess,
doing good
but
enough.
it's
He was a
not
game
like-
manager.
it's not like, you go back to that Niners team and you say, like, man, it's a good thing they had Jimmy G. Like, without him, they don't win that game. That didn't happen once.
Without him as a backup, maybe with Brock Purdy out.
No, I'm saying, like, you would never, like, 3 years ago when Jimmy Garoppolo was the QB of the Niners, there wasn't one circumstance where you're like, man, Jimmy G went off tonight. If it weren't for him, we would have lost.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's not a game changer, but he's not a game loser, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he'll do
Because
whatever.
he was around a good team. But if you put him on a team like, the Titans, it's not like
not
he's
gonna do shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He was good in that offense.
And now he's a backup for a reason.
What do you think
That's
the
my
Niners are going to do about Brandon Ayuk?
he should be gone, and Debo should be gone.
I agree.
That team's a mess, and I love it. It's great.
So you
It's
definitely
absolutely
definitely don't want to trade either of them because it's working for you guys fine right now.
Well,
because
whatever.
you
I know
can-
they were banged up this year, but there were games where they did have their key players in, and they still lost.
I don't know. I really
Brandon Ayuk just wasn't good all year. Like he got paid.
He's so overrated.
He got
He's
paid and then he was
extremely
like, I'm
overrated.
done.
So overrated.
Like, I remember in the summer, the Steelers were like this close to getting him, and
Really wouldn't
Steelers
have
fans were
mattered.
like going nuts, like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have Ayuk and Pickens.
George Pickens
Like,
is better.
I
than
agree.
Brandon Ayuk.
that's fair.
Ayuk is a wide receiver too. He's a solid wide receiver
A
too.
good wide receiver too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying the contract he got.
Is crazy.
I would never
Yeah.
pay that money for a guy who's not even considered your best receiver.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on top of that, you also have to pay your tight end, who's like a top 3 tight end in the league. You have to pay him too.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay Trent Williams. And your quarterback, who just brought you to a Super Bowl last year, you have to decide whether or not you're going to give him a big contract or you're going to move on.
He didn't get paid yet, right? It's gonna be this
What if the Steelers get
this year
him?
getting paid, right?
Brock Purdy to the Steelers.
That's not bad.
I would like that a lot more for them than
Than what
A-Rod
they
or
have
Russ.
right
Well,
now,
then then like Aaron Rodgers, just
Or
because of
Russ or
age.
Fields.
Or Russell Fields. Low key, yeah.
You're taking Fields over Brock Purdy, really?
I'm not taking Fields over him. I think I would take Russell Wilson.
Today? That's a little
It
crazy.
depends. It
That's a
depends
little
what kind of
crazy.
situation I'm in. Like if
situation where you're trying to win the Super Bowl.
I'm Russell Wilson.
Today.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Mm,
Is it though? Because Russell
Yeah.
Wilson has won a Super Bowl and
Yeah, that's why I said today, not 10 years ago.
Yeah, Brock Purdy's been to the Super Bowl more recently than
That's
Russ.
facts.
yeah, because
And he's played better more recently.
if you put Russell Wilson on that 49ers team that was in the Super Bowl last year, I don't think they get worse.
I don't think they get worse. I don't think they get any better. And Russell Wilson
So it's
only
not
got
crazy
better.
to say then.
But Russell Wilson only got worse since then.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean,
and Brock
just-
Purdy's pretty young. Like,
Brock Purdy's
Really
really
I don't,
young.
I
Still.
don't even dislike
He went to the
Brock
Super
Purdy.
Bowl
I
really
just,
young.
I just am not
you're not huge.
He's definitely
that high
overrated.
on him.
Definitely
Exactly.
overrated.
He's
like when the Niners started that season, with like one loss in their first 10 games last year, the year they went to Super Bowl, you see all over social media like people calling this guy top 10, top 15 quarterback.
he was
not
an MVP like front runner at one
He was
point
doing
in
enough
that
to.
year.
Not
he was
at-
winning
He might
games
be
though. That's all I really
15.
care about. He was winning games.
Not at any point was Brock Purdy a top 15 quarterback. I don't
top,
think.
you don't think he's like 15?
Top
Cer-
15? I think he
certainly
was
not
for
top
sure
10.
top
I don't
15.
think
I don't think top 10.
Not top 10. At one point, he was top 15.
He
I
was
don't
for-
know if
I-
I'd put him there
not
now.
the whole time, but at one point he was top.
At
I
one
think
point, he
top
definitely
15's
was.
pretty fair
Because he
to
had
say.
like no interceptions and he was
Yeah.
getting crazy
Yeah. He
yards.
was doing
Like
good.
Because they don't throw that Niners
Well,
offense
he-
doesn't throw the ball
It
over
was,
10
it was a
yards
lot
at
of
a
yak.
time.
It was a lot
Well,
of yak.
Exactly.
Was a
That's
lot
what I'm
of
saying.
yak.
Wasn't he? Didn't he have the most yards in the air per throw? Wasn't
yeah,
that
low
his-
key he was slinging it sometimes.
I-
last year. Not all the
I would
time. There was a
assume-
lot of
I
yak,
would
but he
assume
was
his-
also slinging it
his-
sometimes.
As a fan of a team who plays them twice a year, that team does not throw the ball down the field. They do not.
Yeah, but
It
you're
is-
seeing 2 out of
their playbook
out of 17.
is jet sweep, handoff, jet sweep, handoff, a little dump off pass, screen pass, a little slant to Debo, and then he does some sort of like sexual dance in the end
I feel
zone.
like George Kittle gets
Jameson
open down the
Williams.
field pretty
Yeah,
pretty
Kittle's
often.
a deep threat.
Kittle's a deep
threat.
Kittle can.
Kittle's a deep threat for sure.
Yeah, but what do you consider deep? Like,
30 yards, I guess is.
okay, they're not throwing that deep.
20, he gets
You don't think-
20,
I would say like
20 yards. 20 yards he gets pretty
He's a better
consistent.
ball
Not that
hawker.
deep.
I mean,
Deeper than 10 yards.
All right.
Well,
what's,
yeah, that's math.
What's the
but-
top 5 tight ends in the league? Kelsey,
okay. Kelsey,
Brock Bowers.
Kittle, Brock Bowers.
That's fair.
Andrews.
Is Bowers better than Kittle? He had a better year.
Maybe.
This year, yeah. This
this
year
year,
alone,
yeah.
yes.
Okay. So Kittle.
We're talking about
three.
Mark
are you
Andrews,
talking about
regular
just this
season,
year?
Regular season, Mark Andrews.
Mark
Mark
Andrews
Andrews.
4.
Is it just this year or just kind of like everything?
Well, actually, Mark
I
Andrews
guess
had
like
a
just this year.
Mark Andrews had a rough start. He had a good back
Mark
half.
Mark
Andrews-
Andrews is still a top tight end.
I think he's still top 5.
Yes.
I wouldn't put him.
He's decreasing. He is.
He
wouldn't-
is decreasing, but
I
he's
wouldn't
top
put him
five.
top 5, but I'd say Ertz had a top 10 year this year for tight ends.
Ertz was really good this year.
Ertz was a
I was
very
not
solid
expecting him to
option.
be good.
He was a very good
Who
option.
else is?
And I'm very scared of his revenge game against the Eagles. I think he'll have a touchdown.
That's fair.
Oh, are we doing our touchdown locks?
Oh
for
yeah,
next
we
week?
used to do that because we
do that.
used to. For people that don't know, we used to film every Thursday, so we would do our Thursday night football predictions. But now we're on Wednesdays, and obviously there's no Thursday night football anyways. So we could do. Well, what game do we want to do?
Or we could do one of both. There's only
Yeah,
2
one of both.
games.
Yeah.
One of
Oh
both.
yeah, there's only 2. I'm thinking
Only
there's
2,
4.
so-
Never mind. Yeah. Anytime touchdown.
All right, Eagles commies first. I got
Yeah.
Zach Ertz. As much
like
as I
that.
hate to say a commie, but
Now there's 4 legs this instead of 3,
That's
so
true.
it's gonna be harder to hit.
Sure.
But I'll go Barkley.
Josh Allen rushing.
No,
Eagles
Eagles-
commies.
Eagles-
Commanders.
Gosh,
My bad. I
you
thought
just
we were
gave it
doing
away for
both.
next round.
Oh man,
Gosh.
rats. Like nobody was gonna take Josh Allen next round.
All right, well, you go first next round. Who'd you pick this
Okay.
round?
Who do you got?
This round, give me Scary Terry.
Scary Terry.
I'm going to go with an odd one.
He's been bad against the Eagles. I'm gonna knock on that table, but he hasn't
He
been
wasn't
good
that
against
bad.
us.
The second game.
The second game he wasn't that bad.
he was
First game he had like a catch for 2 yards. So I guess it can go either
That's
way.
going
Or
to top
maybe-
off.
Should I go De'Ami Brown?
I'm going
No.
to go with Noah Brown touchdown. Former
Ooh.
Cowboy.
Dude, you guys suck.
No.
James the only one to
No
take
way.
an Eagle. Gosh.
You want me to choose an Eagle
putting
player?
that parlay in right now.
I could take.
I mean, over Diami Brown.
All right,
Come
so
on, bro.
Yeah,
At least pick a better commie.
That's what I'm saying.
Give him
It's-
like Austin Eckler or something.
That's what I'm
anytime
saying.
touchdown.
Brian Robinson.
Because the odds are good,
Brian-
Dylan.
Is he healthy?
I think so. I
Yeah, I
think
think
he's
he's
okay.
Guarantee you, Noah Brown touchdowns plus 450 odds. 100%.
I guarantee
what
it's
if-
higher than that.
Probably.
Could have taken Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts rushing
I mean, that's
touchdown?
too easy, though. That's just
Brown.
going to happen.
Dude, I
Too
can't
easy. We're
even
trying to make it
find him
hit.
on the
Yeah, we're
list.
trying to get it.
We want actually good odds.
No, we want it to hit. A 4-leg is gonna
Yeah,
be
4-leg
good odds
is
no
gonna be-
matter
No,
what.
it's not. Jalen
Noah
Hurts going to be like
Brown.
minus 150.
You said Ertz.
Yeah, I said Ertz, yeah.
Okay, he's plus 240.
It's not even that bad.
No,
that's a
not at all.
lot.
Yeah.
That's good.
Noah Brown. Why can't I find him? Dude, are you sure this dude's like
Yes.
Noah,
alive
Noah
right
Brown
now?
on the
Because
comments.
I'm seeing Bobby Wagner on here over Noah
Oh,
Brown
holy
and
shit.
Jalen Carter. So
Jalen Carter scoring a tutty for sure.
Unless Noah Brown's
No
I don't believe Noah Brown's out.
I had to have. He has to be out or something because I'm seeing
Well-
De'Ami Brown. I do not see Noah Brown on here. I'm getting
Who
the
is Noah?
I'm getting the defensive players before Noah Brown.
Who is
So,
Noah Brown?
Former Cowboys
new,
receiver.
new Jets head coach.
He's not on the roster.
New Jets head
He's
coach.
definitely on the roster.
He's not. I'm looking here at
He
the
was-
roster. There's no wide
He
receiver
was the
named
one that
Noah
caught
Brown.
the Hail Mary against Chicago.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's healthy or not.
They said he's not on the
I
IR.
He's not on here, so you might have to pick him.
Yeah, he's on IR.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's on IR.
I was looking at something that said he's not on IR.
Right here. Injuries at reserve are out. Noah Brown.
Jets
Huh.
hiring former Lions defensive coordinator Aaron
Switch.
Glenn as their head coach.
Switch.
I
Switch
did
to
see
Jalen
that.
Hurts.
Yeah.
No, Dallas Goddard. There you
Dallas
go.
Goddard.
Okay.
Top 5 tight end.
All right. So
Arguably.
Top 10.
Arguably.
Top 10.
I'll do 50
Top
cents.
10 for
Calvin-
sure.
What about Calvin
50
Taylor?
cents pays out to $13.70.
Wow, only 50 cents?
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Wow.
No, we'll take that.
Do it.
So Barkley, McLaurin, Zach
Everybody
Ertz, and
put 50
Goddard.
cents on this.
On it.
And I'm gonna put
Two-
my other 50 cents I have on the other parlay we're
Two
gonna make.
tight ends.
Yeah,
Yes.
sounds good.
All right, so Bills Chiefs. Who you got? Cody, who's
Yeah, Cody,
scoring?
who do you have?
I got Josh Allen rushing touchdown.
Really?
Anytime.
He's going to tush push. That doesn't even count.
Okay. All right, Josh Allen. Dylan, you go.
I got D-Hop.
I like that.
D-Hop,
What a
2-yard
ball.
touchdown.
Not even going to get a catch.
That's plus 285.
He's going to have 2 catches for 8 yards and a touchdown. That's D-Hop's final stat line.
Probably.
Nick.
With Amari Cooper.
He don't get the ball that
he
much.
never gets
He's
the
plus
ball.
440.
There you go. Good odds.
He gets the
That's-
ball like as much as
He
D-Hop.
didn't get a. He got one target and it was a bad pass from Josh Allen.
Yeah,
last
he's
game.
really been
And
like...
He's a decoy for sure. He's
Yeah, he
just out
really
there-
is a decoy.
He's out there taking
he's
away
eventually
the-
going to get
Hey,
open.
if it works, if he's getting
It
double,
works. Yeah,
shit.
it works all the time.
He's helping. Even if he doesn't put up
His-
stats, it helps.
Because you got Khalil Shakir, Mac Hollins,
Those
Curtis.
Shakir's really good.
Khalil Shakir
Chris
is so
Samuels.
good.
Chris Samuels really good.
He's the
I
he had
would've
the second most yak
said
behind
him-
what's his name?
I dropped him
Jamar
in
Chase.
fantasy.
Did
And
you?
I fucking, yeah.
Who has Shakir?
I forget who picked him up, but I dropped him and I was pissed.
All right, so
Cody, you want Terry for a second?
I do. See, I told you.
I
Yo,
didn't
I
say
was talking.
I'm gonna pick,
About to get
uh,
this shit done right now.
Yeah, sounds
for
good.
our parlay, I'm going to pick Xavier Worthy.
Okay.
Guess how much 50 cents pays out for this parlay?
25.
No,
Low, higher?
higher.
37.
$36.22
Dang.
for
Damn.
50 cents. And it's just Josh Allen, D Hop,
Alright, Cody,
Amari
Ben.
Cooper, and Xavier Worthy. Amari Cooper is not going to hit, Nick.
Do you want me to change it? James Cook.
No, I already put it in. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. That's your pick.
James Cook.
The trade is
James Cook is very
completed.
possible.
Dang.
Yeah, he didn't get one last time. It was Ray.
Really?
It was Ray Davis who got the rushing
Oh.
touchdown.
Ray Davis. He's a little snake on that 1 yard line. He comes in
Yeah, he's more of a
more like a little tank.
yeah. And
James,
then you got
James, what are the
Ty
passing yards
Johnson always
props?
comes in on third down.
Passing yard
Best
props?
third down
Yeah.
running back in the whole league.
Let me see.
Let's go with it.
Passing yard
Uh-huh.
Oh,
props.
it's true. You know it's true.
Let's do over unders for the props for the passing yards.
Passing yards.
And we do
yards?
rushing yards too for the main backs.
Passing yards, Jaden Daniels over or under 223.5.
Over.
Jalen Hurts,
Why you gotta
183
say it like that?
Are you serious?
Over.
Okay.
AJ Brown might have that.
What
himself.
was
Sorry,
What
I
was
was doing
Hurts?
that. I was looking at my roster.
what was Hurts?
My keepers. What were you-
183.5.
Over.
what did
And
you get last
then-
time? 170, right? 170 passing
something like that?
yards?
Yeah, 170. Right
And then Josh Allen, 228.5.
AJ Brown really was struggling
Low-key,
against the Rams.
Josh Allen has not been passing that. Last time he had
Yeah.
127, I
Yeah.
think it was.
Yeah.
Over 16 times.
I would say you have over
228.
scrimmage yards, but passing yards I go under.
This one he might be passing for against the Chiefs.
What was
he
the
might
line?
have to
What was the
pass
line?
more. 228 or 220, right?
Yeah,
Seven?
228.5.
And what's Mahomes' line?
Patrick Mahomes,
you know, here's a guy.
254.5.
Wow.
He's clearly going to hit the over.
How many did he have last?
254.
It's a lot. He's a good quarterback.
Really? He's all right.
254 is a lot of passes.
That is a lot. But
I feel like
I'm going to
How
go the
often-
under for
I'm
Patrick
gonna-
Mahomes.
Pacheco's back. Yeah.
check us back. I think the
Pacheco's back, but he hasn't
I
been
think
that
the Chiefs
great.
defense is going to
Kareem
set him
Hunt's
up in
been
good
okay.
spots, so I'm going to go under.
Yeah.
And before we end this episode, one more thing. Everybody give your Super Bowl pick for who do you think is going to win. I know Dylan's pick already, and your pick, but let's go Dylan first.
I'll say, I don't know who's going to win that Bills Chiefs game, bro. I really don't.
You can just say who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl.
No. I think
but-
it should be full matchups.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it
got to
should
be full
matchups.
matchup. It's got to be full.
Okay.
matchup.
I think it's going to be Eagles Bills, and I think it's going to be 38. I think it's going to be 35-31 Eagles win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick?
I want Bills Redskins. It's going to be Bills Eagles though.
Okay, say what you think it's going to be, not what you want it to be.
I just said it. You know what I just fucking
You said both. You said both.
I said what I want it to be, and then I said what it will
Okay,
be.
all right.
Bills Eagles. I'm afraid the Eagles will probably win.
Dude, that's going to be such a good ass game. The last one was such a good
But
ass
I
game.
feel
so.
like it's going to be lower scoring than it should be.
Yeah?
I really do.
I don't know.
I'm going to say so 27-21 Eagles.
Okay. Cody John?
I got Bills Eagles also, but I got
Wow.
Bills 38-35.
Okay.
Isn't that
Similar.
that's,
I think I said 38-31 or
wasn't
35-31.
that the
I think I said.
Eagles-
wasn't that the Eagles
35.
Chiefs score 2 years ago?
I think it was the other way around though.
I'm going to go Chiefs Eagles, and I have the Chiefs three-peating. Because
Final score.
30-27.
Lose
And
by a field goal again.
I think that the Chiefs are at the point where if they're playing, you pretty much have to pick them until they lose because they have
Yeah.
proved they've
One
proved
loss all
that
year.
they
To who?
they had one loss all year. And
Buffalo.
but the thing is, I've never seen in any sport a team go back to back and then have only really one legit loss the next year, and people are counting them out. When the playoffs started, everyone was like, "Oh, it's not the Chiefs here. You know, they're not that good." They have one of the best defenses in the league. They have the best quarterback in the league, arguably the best coach in the league. And they have won back-to-back Super Bowls, and they have proved that even last year when they were, the 3 seed, and they were like 11-6, 12-5, not that crazy of a record.
Yeah.
They still went into Buffalo and won. They went into Baltimore and won, and then they won the Super Bowl. And they beat the Niners, who were
hot.
Yeah.
But
the
they're
best team in football,
bums.
arguably. I'm not saying I want or don't want the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, but I think you have to pick them to win until they prove that they can't anymore.
Who do you want to win?
If I mean, you're not going to like my answer, but if it's not the Eagles, I don't care. I guess I would go the Bills just because Josh Allen.
And it's the first
But
one.
Go.
What game is first Sunday? Eagles?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. If the Eagles win, I'm rooting for the Chiefs because I think they'd have the better chance to beat the Eagles. If the Redskins win, I'll root for the Bills because I think Redskins-Bills would just be a cool Super Bowl because both of those teams have been so bad for so long.
I think the Bills would kill them. I don't want to watch that.
I mean,
Okay, but
I do. That'd be great.
But I prefer the Bills to kill them, so.
But think about it. We didn't even think they would beat the Bucks.
Yeah,
They beat the
that's
Bucks.
true.
Then they get the Lions. Oh, there's no
And we
way they beat the
definitely
one
didn't
seed
think
Lions.
that.
If they beat
They
the
beat them by
Eagles,
14.
it has to be a good game against Buffalo. They can't.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
If they end up beating the Eagles, there's no way.
If they can beat the Eagles and the Lions, both on the road back to back, they can beat the Bills in a neutral site.
Yeah, I agree.
Not saying they will, but they could if they get there.
It's a lot of pressure for your rookie quarterback in the Super Bowl, though.
There's a lot of pressure for him
he hasn't cracked
And
yet.
already.
2 games.
And he
Yeah.
doesn't look like a rookie quarterback when he's out there.
No, he
So-
doesn't, but he still is.
He is.
And-
But he doesn't
and-
look like it.
And that's going to get exposed. He's not going to win the Super Bowl.
It's
Either in the
I
Super
don't think
Bowl
he's
or
going to.
in Philly, that's going to get exposed.
I don't think he's going to, but I don't think it's
when
impossible.
you say exposed,
No,
do you think,
definitely not.
do you think he's going to play like crap, or do you think he's going to just lose?
I think either against the Eagles or in the Super Bowl, he's going to have a bad game.
We'll see.
Be so bad
We
for
will see.
Lamar if Jaden Daniels wins a Super Bowl
Yeah,
in
bro.
the
Yeah,
first
that would be
season.
bad.
Yeah, it would be.
It's
It'd be bad for
do
Josh
you,
Allen,
Do
too.
you trust Dan Quinn though?
Good
At
thing
this point.
Josh Allen's gonna win.
Josh Allen needs to beat Mahomes. That's a big ass. That's a
Well,
big
why
ass
would
game
you
for
at
Josh
this
They're in
Allen.
the NFC
Yeah, I know
Championship.
it is.
Is it
Yeah,
a bigger
but
game for
23.
Josh Allen or Jaden Daniels?
He's going to be in the same spot.
Josh Allen.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Jaden
dangerous.
Daniels
can't-
first
You
season.
can't.
Just getting here is fine. It doesn't matter. Right now, it doesn't matter whether he loses this week or next week.
I think.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because you could always come back next year. You're a
'Cause I feel
rookie.
like
It's literally.
I
his
feel like
rookie
in
season.
order.
They're only gonna get better.
Yeah. Terry's only
And-
getting older though. Terry's almost 30. If he's not 29.
Yeah, he's around there. But
Where would you rank the coaches though for the last final 4 teams if it comes down to it?
like
Sirianni's not last.
Andy Reid, number 1.
Obviously, yeah.
Mm,
Sean McDermott.
I'm fine with putting him 2.
I think.
How is he better than Sirianni?
I mean,
How?
Sirianni's roster is just kind of.
Who made the roster that way?
Did he?
Saquon.
I mean, we made the Super Bowl without Saquon.
One of the best defenses in the league, the best offensive line in the
And
league,
who
the best
coaches
running
those
back in the
people?
league.
He
Dave
don't
Roberts
even
is a
need to
2-time
do
World Series
nothing.
champion. Did they win because of him?
He didn't hurt. He put him in position. He made the lineups.
hurt.
He made the
He didn't
lineups.
hurt.
He made the
You want
lineups.
another 3 hours to this episode?
He
I'll
did-
write you a
won
10-page
with him.
essay on how Dave
They
Roberts
won.
has hurt the Dodgers
Dave
over the last
Roberts
decade.
is a top 10 coach in the MLB.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this
He's
episode.
done, man. He's done.
Yeah, that'll pretty much wrap things up here for, I think this was episode 11. So pretty good.
Sure.
We're
GG
over
Brown.
10 episodes, but thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you
Peace.
guys next week.